is it you pray for?
Greetings, folks, ladies and James. Welcome to the 14th episode of Abyssal Musings. I'm getting my wires crossed again. Sorry about that. I am Samuel the Infamous, and with me is my co-host, Lawrence Knight. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, guys?
So, yeah, it's been a weird week, man. I caught a stomach bug that has dehydrated me something fierce. So I haven't been to work for the last 3 days. I got to go to work tomorrow, but it's been fun.
Well, you know what I would do. I mean, go in and do the best you can, man. If you got to dip back out, then you got to dip back out.
Yeah. So hey, and I just noticed what your profile picture is there. That's messed up.
Hey, well, you know what? That for those of you who are wondering who's in that photo, I suspect that is a very young Samuel when he was just a little tentacle.
It's not me.
That's baby Samuel.
Yeah, Boa, I'm on the mend. Appreciate it. I like I said, so I did a couple of earlier streams on a couple of different channels. Just got off Shadow Hawk's channel about 2 hours ago. Did a 3-hour stream there. A couple of days ago, I was on Sasquatch, a Caucasian Sasquatch's channel for about 3.5 hours. Because I haven't been at work, so and it obviously hasn't affected my voice too much. I just, so it's a little bit raw from the vomit, but otherwise, yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm getting better, and I got to go back to work tomorrow anyway because I'm out of time without having to go see a doctor. So, and all that. So, let's get some greetings in. Hey, Michelle. Yeah, I saw your email about that. I haven't had a chance to respond yet, but I did see your email about that. Congratulations. I'm glad you both are safe and healthy at home. That's awesome.
Yeah, congratulations, Michelle. We were happy to hear about that. Your husband got on and let the pride know everything that was going on. So everybody's definitely excited for you.
Yeah. So we have with us tonight also, I see Squatch in the chat here. Good to see you, buddy. Shadow of Hawk, long time no see. We got Boa, just talked to Boa here. Logical Spock, I saw you here just a second ago. I don't. Oh, there you are. All right. Good to see you. Kohai, always glad to have you. Speaking of Kohai, she sent me something today that, I think makes a lot of sense. You guys are always fighting in the chat about who's first. Thank you for that, Kohai. That made my day.
Now, see, here's the funny thing about this. Here's the funny thing, is that YouTube's algorithm seems to agree with me, because every time someone lies and says they're first, their name gets deleted. And by the way, it came to my attention that I got accused of deleting other people's posts. I've never deleted anybody's post.
Yeah,
ever.
Thanks for that, Ryan. So what actually happens is if you leave posts in the chat hours before the stream, YouTube periodically cleans up the cache. That's all that is. It has nothing to do with me or Larry or anything like that. It's just like, but yeah, it's because there comes a point where even like if they're so far before the stream, even I can't see them. So, yeah. So that anyway, it's just it's some funny stuff. I'm the guy you guys fighting all over that. It makes my day every day. I love it. Wanted to say thank you to everybody who stuck around on Saturday. We had a very long stream on Saturday for New Year's. Long for this channel anyway. It was about 3 hours and almost 45 minutes. It was pretty long, and it was 100% unstructured and unsupervised because not only was one of my guests drinking during the stream, but so was I. Now, It was a lot of fun, but let's be honest, it was a bit of a shit show. But thank you all for who were there, who stuck through it with us. All that. Apologize about the hour-long argument about whether or not Starfleet is a military organization. Although Squatch was wrong about that. Just saying.
Well, before we lean into that, there's a I don't want to Well, I guess there's no time like the present, huh?
We talked about other stuff, but yeah, there was like a whole hour of that, like almost 4-hour stream where that was the heated discussion. Yeah, it was good stuff. Shadow wants.
Hold on, wait, stop. Kohai, what part of I was first? Because when I got the link, I was on the phone with Samuel before you put anything down. If I really wanted to just put it down, I could have done it right then and there. I will always be first. Not you, not Ryan, not anybody, Bernie. Not Shadow Pup, none of you. You can make all the memes you want. You can put whatever in whoever's mouth. I don't care. I will always be first. Always. And the algorithm agrees with me because it knows I'm right.
Hey Michelle, your husband is teasing you about it because it's rare for a husband to lose an argument to a wife. It's a rare thing, and it's one of those like laws of nature kind of thing. So yeah, he's going to gloat a little bit because it doesn't happen much.
And even when most men win, they still lose in some way.
Yeah.
So they might. It's what you call a Pyrrhic victory. He might have won, but he's probably suspecting that you're going to make sure he regrets that in some way.
Good to see you, buddy. Glad you made it. So yeah, we had some fun Saturday, and otherwise,
Shadow, the only thing you've beaten twice is your meat.
Are you gonna like just start picking fights with the whole audience now?
He started it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This doesn't. I don't think you guys quite appreciate how much joy this gives me.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, for my side, I never got to give my intro properly to everybody. Guys,
yeah, go ahead.
Thank you guys for coming in. Thursday. Where I'm at, it's raining, but we're not getting destroyed like California with the rain, so I'm happy. It's also just under 60 degrees where I'm at. So it's nice and comfortable.
Yeah, we got another 6 inches of snow this week. So,
well, that's nice. That's about 3. Okay, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because he said something else. So I'm not gonna say it because I almost walked into that.
Yeah. Well, I was just talking about the weather, but all right. We had. We still had a bunch of black ice all over the ground because from the last big storm, it had melted and then, refroze several times. And so then we get this like pile of fluffy, soft snow, right? It's about 6 inches deep, but it's so like light that, stepping into it, your foot just goes right to the bottom. So all it did was hide the ice, but not prevent you from slipping on it. So now you just can't see where the ice is, but you're still going to slip on it. Super fun.
Yeah, well, hopefully you don't get hurt again like you did last
week.
No,
I've been home, so we'll hopefully that doesn't happen tomorrow. I got to go back to work tomorrow, but yeah.
Real quick, you want to talk about funny stories, and this isn't. Oh boy, that sucks. This is a little bit off topic from the weather. So there is a former NFL quarterback named Robert Griffin III. Any of you have watched football that's watched ESPN, college football within the last week, you probably know where I'm going with this. So he's on air giving commentary. He's got the microphone in his hands. He's talking. He gets a phone call. He answers the phone online. On live, right? His wife's in labor. The man drops everything and takes off running, full sprint in front of the camera all the way off the field, everything. Finds out it was a false alarm.
Yeah, well, I mean, false alarm or not, at least she was ready to go.
Yeah.
But
So
speaking of NFL players, I don't suppose you heard about Uche Nwaneri.
No.
So, for those of you who didn't catch my little bit about it, or otherwise unaware of who Uche was, he passed away a few days ago due to I believe it was they're saying it was complications with his heart, like he had a heart attack. He's 38 years old, which means he's 4 years younger than me. And he was I think he was a defensive. Don't quote me on this because I don't know football from Adam, but I think he was a defensive lineman for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But he was also a member of the Fellowship. He was a member of Geeks and Gamers, and had a lot of takes. A lot of people disagreed with on him, but he was, by all accounts, a decent friend and a good guy to know when you weren't arguing with him. And he passed away a few days. Not. I'm sorry, I got the timeline wrong. I think it was last Thursday. I think so. It was about a week ago. And this, of course, was quickly overshadowed by a second football player who collapsed on the field, whose name escapes me for the moment.
He plays for the Buffalo Bills. He's doing a lot better.
He's recovering, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the big news story. But yeah, Uche passed away last week, and like I said, he was so. If anybody from Geeks and Gamers is out there listening, anybody from his family or his teammates, his fans, you have my condolences. Sorry to hear about it, and I'm sorry for your loss. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yes. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, that's a tough deal for anybody. Mm-hmm. It's been a very solemn week. People are passing away left and right. I don't know what it is about the holiday season that this keeps happening.
Well, season of joy, right? It just it seems to be one of those cosmic balance things. Although it does typically seem to happen more frequently to famous people during this time of year, which is a little weird, but
it's like saying, "Hey, everybody's outside dancing and have a good time. Let's slip some black ice up under them."
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. So, but yeah,
Barbara Walters passed. That's right, boys.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Now she was responsible for some of the worst things on television, like The View, but she was also a legend in her medium, and an icon. Whatever else you might say about the woman, and it is a shame that she passed. Although, she was, to be fair, quite a bit older than 38. But yeah, sorry to hear about that too. Not so much because I wasn't a fan necessarily of Barbara Walters, but I've known her name my whole life. And I imagine a lot of people did. She was I think she stopped being like a face on television somewhere around 2012, 2014, somewhere in that range. But she was still behind the scenes for quite a bit of that. So, hey, Shadow, have a good night. You might be feeling sleepy because you just did a 3-hour stream with me, buddy.
Yeah.
So I'm just, I just sweet dreams, Sweet dreams. But yeah, get some rest, man. And we'll talk soon. Yeah, that was actually a lot of fun. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, it's Shadow of Hawk 551, and he does stuff. Mostly like geek stuff and all that stuff, and he does a podcast weekly with our own cat, the Hijabi Gamer, on Thursday afternoons, Thursday evenings, called Married Madness, that they alternate between their channels. And it's which is what I was on with him earlier today, and it was a lot of fun. It was him and Kat had me and Ryan from Legion Games 2076 on, and we had a pretty good discussion, I think. So,
hey, I want to try this really quick. Tell me if I'm wrong. So,
hey,
Michelle,
Carrie, good to see you.
I'm going to try to pronounce his name, Michelle. It's Magna Atreus O'Rourke Johansson. I'm guessing.
I think the J is silent. The J is a Y sound. Johansson.
Johansson. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's Norwegian, I believe. So, yep. Carrie, F in the chat for Uche. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff happened this week. Is it just me, man? Does it? Am I the only one who feels like there's something like weird and off in the air?
It's January.
Like the last couple of days, just been like. I mean, I know I've had a stomach bug, but it just feels like there's some kind of like negative charge in the atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know. Something's going on.
For me, the first week of the new year always feels weird, and then the next week I'm fine. But yeah, it's something about the first week of the new year that just always feels weird to me. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and maybe hopefully that's all it is. And I mean, it could be because it's Insurrection Eve.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I saw someone mention earlier. I was watching a stream earlier today, and someone was like, "Are you guys ready for the world to end tomorrow?" And I was like, "Wait a minute. Oh yeah, tomorrow is J6, isn't it?"
Yeah. So,
but, moving right along. So, guys, tonight we've got some good stuff for you. I'm going to give my take on a conversation that occurred on Saturday. I wish I had been there for that part of it, but since I wasn't, once I found out about it, I felt like this would be a good time for me to give my take. Also, we've got some more news for you guys, entertainment wise. A real head scratcher for me. We've got a quiz tonight, and this one you guys are gonna like. The greatest horror films of all time. As you know, Samuel and I, we love horror movies. I'm gonna transition to comedy and do some other things, but this one, the way it's set up, it allows for everybody to participate, and you guys will see. And we're gonna show the trailer of a movie that will be out in April. Sounds good?
I mean, yeah. So,
I'm just saying, I don't want your tentacles to get all mad,
get all twisted. I mean, it's cool. They're tentacles. There's no bones in them.
Just cartilage, right?
Yeah. Well, it's mostly muscle. Like you've had octopus or squid, right?
No.
You spent all that time in Korea and you never got down with the cephalopod food?
Everybody else that was out there ate enough of it for me, them, and everybody else. The sight of someone swallowing a miniature octopus live and choking on it and wondering why their tentacles were getting stuck on their throat.
Yeah, they were trying to climb back out.
Yeah.
You got to chew.
No, they just swallow it.
Yeah, that was their mistake. You got to chew. You got to kill the thing before you swallow it. Otherwise, it's going to try and get back out.
But they don't kill it. That's part of the way that they eat them. It's eaten live, and you have to swallow it before they have a chance to stick a tentacle up your nose.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna stab it with a fork first, or chew it, or something. That's how it's going down. But I've had that's the thing. A tentacle is pretty much just muscle structure. There's no cartilage. There's no bone. There's no skeletal anything about it. It's just a lump of muscle. Yeah. So It's like if you took the bones out of a snake, that's what you'd have.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Well, I guess you
Because
would know. Now, I guess you would know, wouldn't you?
I mean,
With you being half octopus and everything.
yeah.
So.
um, all right. So
But let's get this show rolling. So you guys had a conversation about Starfleet, guys. They had a Star Trek conversation. I wish I'd been there for that. And explain to me how did the conversation come along as to whether or not the Federation was a military organization or not?
honestly, I don't recall exactly. I will remind you that I was drinking and I have not listened to that stream all the way through again. But I think it had to do with Kat brought up how Dr. McCoy was still like he held military rank. He had combat training. You know, he was still obviously the chief medical officer, but like his rank was lieutenant commander and then eventually admiral. And it's like that. I mean, even if it wasn't like a commissioned military per se, which it was, but even if it wasn't, it's still a military command structure, right? And so that's kind of how it got started, was that she brought up McCoy and his status in that, and there was some disagreement on as to whether or not that was they were a military command structure, but we had quite the argument about that. So Squatch was there, Kat was there, Carrie was there.
You said something about Squash and Carrie getting into it, didn't you?
Oh yeah, they were at each other like horny cats pretty much the whole time. It was pretty funny. And so it was a great time. But yeah, so that's more or less how that happened, was Cap brought up McCoy and his rank and all that stuff. So yeah, that's true.
No,
So
Carrie, I've never really heard you shout.
yeah,
So it must have been. I'll have to go back and watch that show. It must have been a sight.
Carrie was there, Squatch was there. We had obviously Kat and I. Even Maester Chow was there for the first hour and a half, and then later on we were joined by Zeron the Gamer. So we had kind of a large panel for this channel.
Hey, so Michelle knows more about Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. I'm glad you're saying that, Michelle, because guess what? So do I. So I'll add that to next week's show.
Yeah, and actually we're probably going to be talking about The Last Unicorn on Saturday as well, because I'm going to be bringing up the traumatic children's movies of the 80s.
Done. And whatever doesn't get discussed, like I said, we will segue into next week. But yes, I am a huge Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones fan. In fact, I've been meaning to do a Lord of the Rings, just sitting home for the day and just doing a straight up marathon of all of it. It'll take more than a weekend. I better start tomorrow if I'm going to do that. But anyway.
Yeah. So
Joker.
Hey, JV, good to see you, buddy.
What's going on, buddy? So here's my take on this. Squash and Carrie. I know that any of you that's watched Star Trek, the Federation, of course, is a collection of planets that go around on peacekeeping missions, and they explore new life and new civilizations, and to boldly go where no tentacle has gone before. Like the whole thing, right? And they've got this thing called the Prime Directive, and the Prime Directive basically says, "Hey, we're going into other people's, planets and their society, and we're not going to interfere in their society." But here's the thing, and here's my opinion: the Prime Directive is a load of crap, because the moment you show your face to a civilization that's never seen you before, you're already interfering with it. Especially if you are more advanced than them. But your mere presence is proof in itself that you're already interfering. Right? So It's BS. I think it was just a cover for the Federation to, to chastise people in case something goes wrong. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, go talk to these people, and we'll establish political ties with them or whatnot, and maybe someday they'll you know they'll want to join us or whatnot, but don't interfere in anything that they that they're doing. Like, for example, even with their own charter, they all get together, but then they say, okay, well, if you guys are having a battle and it's internal, then the other members won't get into it. Well, what if one of the one part of the Federation, like let's say the Klingons or something, right? Let's say they discover a planet in the area that they're running, and there's another race that lives there, and they decide, no, we're going to conquer that planet. We want that planet. Well, won't the Federation have a problem with that? Because they're interfering with, with a civilization that doesn't know about them, but it's in their sector. So it's so many holes in it.
Well,
Um,
and that's the Prime Directive. Its purpose wasn't to do. It wasn't to prevent interaction at all. What its purpose was to prevent um, Starfleet being culpable for advancing a species beyond their natural rate of evolution, or technological advancement, or what have you. So, like, you wouldn't give, if you encountered a society that's still living in mud huts, you wouldn't give them phasers, for example, because it would unnaturally alter the course of their history. Now, I agree that just your very presence there changes things, sure, but to a lesser degree than if you started arming them with photon torpedoes.
so when Picard showed up on that planet with those primitive people, and they threw a spear at him and
Oh,
almost
yeah,
killed
yeah, yeah.
him to prove that he was come on.
The Mintakans, the primitive Vulcan offshoots, yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, that was why at the beginning of the episode they were basically in what's a high tech duck blind, so that the Mintakans would never know they were there in the first place. There was a screw up on behalf of the people who were there that gave it away, but that was never supposed to happen. That was an accident. Now, um, had they not put that duck blind there in the first place, the whole thing could have been avoided. Sure,
or they
yeah.
could have just stayed off the planet.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they had just like not gone there in the first place. Sure, but at the same time, being explorers, being scientists, being whatnot. I mean, who could resist? If you were an anthropologist, could you resist studying a culture of at that level of development,
Yeah,
like
if
up
they're
close and
able,
personal?
yes, I can. If they're able to throw a javelin through my chest,
I'm pretty sure it was an
absolutely
arrow,
can
but yeah.
avoid it. I mean, that's like me saying, hey, you know what? I see this little blue ringed octopus, which is one of the most venomous, poisonous creatures in the world, and there's no antidote. I'm gonna go ahead and just pick this thing up because I love the color blue and I love octopus, and I lived in Korea for a year, and I want to see if I can swallow this thing whole. No, I can resist.
I think that's a bit of a false equivalency, but I see what where
Maybe
you're
to
going with it.
you. Real quick, Michelle, who shouted you out? Let us know in the chat. Um, but and boy, I have not read the Prime Directive. Have you read the Prime Directive? I've heard it's good.
No, I haven't. I have only read very, very few books involved with Star Trek. I read IQ, which is excellent, which was co-written by John Delancey, who played Q in The Next Generation. And I read a book called Sarek, which is about the life and times of Spock's father, that was also very good. But beyond that, I have not read that many Star Trek books. No.
Mm. Q is my favorite character. Out of
Yeah.
all, Q was my absolute character, which is why I hated that Picard offshoot, especially the second season that he was in.
Yeah. Nice, Michelle. That's awesome.
So, but here's as far as whether or not it's a military organization. Now, who said it was military and who said it wasn't?
Squatch said it wasn't.
Oh, Squash. Let me
Yeah.
read this. Me. I gotta make sure my throat's,
You might be covering some stuff that Carrie already brought up, but let's go for it.
The Armed Forces of the United Federation of Planets. The Armed Forces of the United Federation of Planets encompasses the Federation Starfleet, Federation Marine Corps, and Federation Starfighter Corps. The military was formed after the Dominion War, after the uppermost echelons of the Federation leadership realized that an
What's up, man?
exploration first, defense second Starfleet could not continue to protect the Federation sufficiently in the face of new threats. I could keep going on. It is a military organization.
I agree. I didn't disagree with this. Now, Carrie obviously had more to back up his argument on account of his fingers worked because he wasn't drinking, but typing all that stuff. And he brought up the fact that Gene Roddenberry had based Starfleet on the Coast Guard, the U.S. Coast Guard, for example, and some military codes that he brought up that I do not remember at the moment because it was that kind of night. But yeah, he was on point about that, and Kat was also on board with that. I think Zeron was just kind of there for the conversation, but I don't think he got too involved in it. Mostly it was me and Kat trying to interject in a screaming match between Carrie and Squatch.
Oh man,
It was awesome.
yeah. I wish I could have been around to see that.
Yeah.
I know that was funny, and the fact that it wasn't Cat blowing up.
She tried, but she yeah, it's very rare that somebody will shout her down, but it happened.
Wow.
Yeah. So but that was a fun night, and for everybody who was there, I thank you again for it. I enjoyed that thoroughly. I really did. But Starfleet is a military organization.
It is a military organization.
Starfleet is the military wing of the United Federation of Planets.
Yep. So there.
Just
Now they'll put a science outpost somewhere, but they usually get destroyed.
well, that's one of the things that Squatch brought up was that their primary mission is exploration, which I agree. Their primary mission is exploration, but so was the British Empire's. Didn't mean they weren't a military.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carrie's really pissed because they included Space Force. So
18 UFC something louder. Yeah. Well, don't tell Squash. He's gonna look for any reason to wiggle a victory out of that. But no, it's a military organization.
I think he conceded a couple days later. I posted something that I added all four of them at from a channel called. Let me look it up real quick because I have forgotten what it was called, which is my bad. All right, let's see. Did you get the new update for fucking YouTube? Because I hate it.
You know what? I was gonna talk about that today. I did find out some stuff. And check this out. I also, and you probably already know this too. So YouTube is now going to allow you to purchase copyrighted music and materials to use on your show. And if you have memberships, you can do a live member only stream.
Hmm.
However, as you told me the other night, and I looked into it, and I think it's the reason why a lot of channels got hit unexpectedly. But apparently, guys, if you curse, if you say anything besides, was it? I think it's damn is something else.
Depending on context, I think ass is on there, but
yeah, pretty much all foul language is being treated as the same. So if anybody curses within the first 8 seconds, the stream is automatically demonetized. And it looks like what YouTube did was they went through all of the all of the YouTubers went through their channels and just straight up demonetized all of their videos that had foul language in it within those first 8 seconds, and then told them about it.
Yeah. No, that's par for the course with YouTube, though. I mean, they do this shit every year, different shit, but they are always screwing with it. Real quick, the channel I was referring to is called Lore Reloaded. Does a lot of like deep dives into Star Trek stuff that are usually pretty good. Anyway, I found a video that explains why, despite their primary mission being exploration, Starfleet is in fact a military. So it's a great video. It's on my community tab. And I'd recommend that channel too. It's a pretty cool channel. Now, when you started talking about the updates, I did not mean the update to the TOS. I meant the update to the UI.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, it's they've rearranged stuff. Everything's got these like weird little buttons now, and it's just I don't like the setup at all. Like my home tab used to have all of the most recent freaking live streams on there. Now it's only got whatever one's currently running or my introduction thing, and then it's got a second tab for lives, which I find annoying. And
oh yeah, I did see that.
yeah, and just like I don't like how it looks, and I don't. So far, I've had a few issues with operating it, and I'm not super happy about it. Is all.
Yeah, everybody's videos are all split up now.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's not cool.
And there was no reason for it.
No, there wasn't.
Like nobody even asked for that.
Yeah,
If Bull is right, they're just gonna keep pushing people to Rumble. It's slowly. It's already happening slowly but surely. People they're just trying to keep their revenue, whatever way that they can. But I think the way that the way this platform is going, it's like, are you guys trying to destroy the place? Like are you trying to just burn the house down?
Yes, they are. They're absolutely trying to do that. I mean, we all know who's in charge.
Yeah.
And it ain't Mama Susan. It's Papa Google. And Papa Google answers to the CCP.
Well, there's some fluctuations going on with that. They've got some competition building, so Google is I think they're gonna have some competition pretty soon. So we'll see what happens with that.
You cunt.
What?
Oh, it wasn't that you. I was doing the call and response with Carrie here.
I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, that's the response to what he typed out here is you cunt. And I'm glad you got a kick out of it because Larry's just like, what the fuck did you just call me?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, what?
It wasn't directing it at you.
Dude, I was about to walk over to my printer and scan myself over into your email so I can get my hands on you as soon as you open up the email.
Oh man,
all right.
that's good.
So guys, moving on. Now I saw this article today. I thought it was a joke. I was like, this I don't even know why I thought it was a joke, considering the person involved. But we all know that DC just went through a major shakeup, right? They're completely revamping, their whole DCU. So my guess is the Rock is probably definitely out because I mean.
He is. That's been established.
Yeah, I saw Black. I watched as much of Black Adam as I could, and my head started hurting, and I had to turn it off.
I watched the whole thing, and it's Black Adam. The title character was probably the least interesting part of the entire fucking movie. Hawkman was great, Dr. Fate was great, but most of the rest of it was a big stinking meh. Like it was okay. but it wasn't, good, but it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen either. It was just kind of
it was
like,
just
well, I
weird.
just sat here for 2 hours watching something I don't care one way or the other about.
It was just weird to me. I'm glad I didn't, it was it, it was just I mean, it was I mean, looking at it, it was pleasing to the eyes. I mean, it was the production was beautiful, but it was
Yeah,
just the dialogue and just the
yeah,
flow it was just off.
it's pretty bad. You notice how everybody had an accent except The Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
he's
one
the
of those
main
things.
one that should have had one.
Right. So real quick, Beak and Richard had some questions for us here. Well, um, kind of in the case of Larry and myself, we met through Amira. You know, with some of the others, Joker Voice, for example, who's also in chat right now, I met through Kat, the hijabi gamer, who I met through Twitter. I just reached out to her and she responded, and we've been hanging out online ever since. So it just some of it is a sort of a confluence of events kind of thing. Like a lot of us do know each other through Amira or something to that effect. Like Carrie, Dateslav Ackman Carrie. Um, I know him through Amira. I know Bo through Amira. I know Michelle through Amira originally. You know, you and Beak also through Amira. And then it just kind of expanded from there. And then the more online I've been, the more I've just been making contacts with other people. And then you meet people and they introduce you to other people, and it just sort of grows from there. But yeah, initially, basically what happened was Larry reached out to me. Uh, it was with an email, I think, at first, right?
I think it was with an
Yeah.
email. I can't remember what it was about.
Yeah, and then we started talking a little bit, and eventually we got to a point where we felt like we could exchange numbers and all that, and then we became friends and been friends ever since. So it's just kind of how it works out. I don't know if you had anything on the subject.
Yeah. Well, Michelle's got a question for you. I don't know if you see it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had addressed that already with the how very very cool that is. I know. To be fair, I'm not familiar with that particular band, so I don't actually know who this person is. But I will look into it. I do listen to a fair number of symphonic metal bands. This is just one that I'm not currently familiar with. But yeah, no, it is very cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that band too because I like all forms of music.
I mean, my personal favorite band in the world right now is Epica. And if you know symphonic metal, you probably have heard of Epica. Bo and I have talked about Nightwish quite a bit. For example, I love Within Temptation. Um, and even though it's not technically it's black metal, I really like Demo Borgir too. They put some great symphonic elements into their music. No, it's I wonder if you've ever bumped into each other if you're from the same town. That'd be interesting. There are a few famous people who are from my town who were born around the same time, my hometown, who were born around the same time I was, but I've never met them because I didn't spend any time there. Kind of thing. Yeah, Joker Voice. Simmons is probably my favorite singer on planet Earth, bar none. I think she is unbelievably good. So
I don't have a favorite band.
I
I just have bands that I really like to listen to. It just depends on what my mood is. You know what my mood is, and
yeah.
but
See, and I would dispute to a point, Boa. I agree that she's a hell of a singer, and she is partially responsible for my being introduced to the genre in the first place, and so she always has a special place in my heart. Um, and I love the work that she did with Nightwish, but I have given myself fully over to Epica at this point. So, um, I listen to some other stuff too that's like kind of out there. I don't suppose you guys know anything about Japanese progressive metal.
I don't.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
I'll tell you
It's
who I do like though. I don't know if any of you guys watch anime. There's a Japanese band that did the music for what's the name of that show? They put it on Netflix too. Cowboy Bebop. It's
oh,
like a jazz band.
yeah. That's shit. I used to know their name. Yeah, they're pretty good. Uh, it's been a long time since I listened to any of them.
Yeah, I don't know if you know that, Cowboy Bebop. It came out on Netflix last year. It got canceled after one season because I guess they got a lot of complaints about it not going the way it was supposed to in comparison with the anime. But the music was just spot on. It's like that band did that, and they got the same band. They didn't miss a beat. They did not miss a beat at all. Okay. But with that said, hey, can you bring up the article on DC?
Yeah, just a second. I had to answer
Or I can do it. I
carry
can
on for a
read it
second.
if you want.
I I have so this is the one from Geek Tyrant, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it brought up a bunch of thumbnails, and I am not seeing the article on here that you're referencing. I know it's got to be here somewhere, but I don't see it. So I
And
can
I got it. It went straight to it.
okay. Well, if you want to share your
I can read
screen,
it. Which we still got that issue, guys. I don't know what if anybody knows how to fix this. For some reason, every time I try to share my screen, it does like a multi-layer picture in picture, which is why you guys are seeing Samuel is normally the one that's bringing up the bringing up articles and things like that. So I think I don't want to practice that live on air. I think that's something we need to figure out, you know, when we're not on air. Otherwise, in fact, let's set up a time to meet so we can figure out what in the world is going on.
okay.
But in the meantime, I'll read it, guys. So basically, what's going on is, I know we got a little bit off track, but so you guys know that they fired Henry Cavill. He's not going to be Superman because, and their excuse is they want a younger Superman. But Ezra Miller, I'm sure as you guys know, is that guy is. I mean, just his legal troubles all over the place. Even the last one of the worst things that got going on is you know I'll just say allegedly, just for the sake of legalities, grooming a 12-year-old girl. The studio, you would think that they would pull, you would think that they would pull a movie. You know, I mean, I would after everything this guy's done, multiple, physical assaults on women and all the stuff that he's done. But I think they're saying that they've poured in so much money into this movie. They can't, of course, they can't recast him and reshoot it, and they want to try to recoup something, you know, because he's all over the movie. They can't just take him out. But here is what's going on with a new report came out today, and the guy, oh man, and of course James Gunn is behind this. They're saying that because he has stayed out of trouble since starting his mental health treatment last summer, they're saying that they're gonna keep him
Yeah.
and put him in more Flash movies.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they are keeping the one part of the leftovers from the Snyderverse that nobody fucking wants. Well, one of the two parts, but honestly, Mira's not that important of a character in the overall story. So
Yeah, but they're also talking about just making future installments and keeping him in it.
yeah,
I don't understand how you could.
some of us saw this shit coming, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Well,
and
I
some,
mean, I'm sure that as you know, James Gunn had those that he put out some tweets, man, and he was facing the same issue.
Right. Well, I had heard about the tweets. I also am not convinced that it wasn't just like, bad humor and poor taste, because I haven't seen any evidence that suggests that he's actually into the shit he was joking about. I have personally told a bunch of fucking jokes that are in really, really, really poor taste myself. So if that was the case, I kind of get it. But at the same time, him and yeah, just I don't know. What I'm hearing though is that now to be fair, JV's got more of a line on this sort of thing than I do. More of a direct line to the Warner Brothers stuff than I do. But I would not be surprised if it ended up where they kept Miller and got rid of everybody else. Yeah, it just it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest bit. And yeah, and on the one hand, I get rebooting everything. I do. Like JV's right about this. Like if you're gonna break ties with the old Snyder stuff, you can't use the same people that Snyder used, because that's always going to lead back to, well, why didn't we just continue doing that then? And so if they're trying to do something new, I get moving on from the old guard. But if they're going to do that, they need to move on from all of the old guard.
I guess, but I disagree in Henry Cavill's sense, especially after what they just did. I mean, the least they could have done was, and of course, realistically, they're not going to do that, but they could at least gave the man some money.
He did get paid for that cameo.
I'm not talking about the cameo. I'm talking about having that guy come over and going through all that trouble. And I know he left The Witcher. I don't know if he left what he did because he got offered the Superman role back, or if he
I imagine it probably has a lot more to do with the fact that he had one foot out the door for the second season anyway.
Yeah.
And he was unhappy with the direction that they were taking it. He was very polite about it in a very English way, but you could tell the guy was not happy about what was going on and didn't really want to be there anymore. And I think he probably did it as congenially as possible. But, it just, I don't know. He's moving on to bigger and better things. Like the thing that he's working on now that he's trying to get moving is a live action Warhammer 40K adaptation to which he and his people control all of the creative rights. So
he's going to make a fortune with that.
He made a deal with Amazon about that, but they are only acting as distributor in this case. They're not producing any of it.
He's going to make a fortune with that.
Yeah. So, and honestly, the guy's already rich as shit. He will be okay.
Well, we don't know that, man. I mean, you never know what's going on with somebody's finances.
I mean, I'm okay, and I've got less than $1,000 in my fucking bank account. So it's like if he manages his money, he'll be fine. Unless of course all of the physical currency in the world just bottoms out all at once, and then we're all fucked. And at that point, I'm going to be less concerned about Henry Cavill than I am about feeding myself. So, but yeah, I would have preferred, and Joker and I have talked about this as well. I would have preferred to see what would have happened if Henry Cavill had been given a Superman script where Superman wasn't written like a fuckhead. Because he was. So the Snyder shit, I like Henry Cavill as an actor. I have apparently been watching his stuff a lot longer than I thought I had. He's in Hellraiser 8.
What?
Yeah, he's in Hellraiser Hell World. He plays one of the guys in that.
Dude, there's been so many Hellraisers. I'm seeing Hellraisers on Hulu, and I'm like, when did this Hellraiser come out?
I can tell you. If you give me the full title. Yeah, no, there are including the new one, there are 11.
When did the 8th one come out?
Same year the 7th one did.
Okay, what year was that?
2003 or 4. I think it was 4.
Oh, good grief!
They came out in the same year. They were released a few months apart.
So right around the time that he was young. So that's right around the time
Mhm.
that he was in the Count of Monte Cristo, isn't
Yep,
it?
he was in that with
And he was in the Tudors also. I think a bit later though.
right, and he did another movie that was based on the story of I think Theseus from Greek mythology, where he plays Theseus. That was pretty good too. I forget what it was called, but it was pretty good. Um, but yeah, he was in Hellraiser 8. He dies pretty horribly in that movie actually. Along with you know who Catherine Winnick is?
Yeah,
Okay, so she's in that movie too.
I guess.
Yeah, um they basically they play a bunch of gamers and their friend gamer got sucked into a game that like killed him or whatever and anyway as it turns out like you know somebody had worked out how to put the box in the game code kind of thing and it just kind of gets dumb from there but yeah Henry Cavill's in it.
Yeah. Hey, Joker's saying Joker's playing Ben Affleck for the whole thing. That's what it looks like.
I you know I'd say that there were probably a lot of dominoes to the Snyderverse falling apart, you know, starting with the fact that Zack Snyder can't write his way out of a fucking paper bag. He's a good director. He's a good visual director. He's a terrible writer. You know, she doesn't know. Yeah, well, you know, good luck with that because she's apparently a black belt too. So don't go creeping up behind her.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Carrie. It was not one of the better movies. It was campy and it was kind of fun, but it's not a good movie. uh, and actually, I believe that was the last one that Doug Bradley played Pinhead in as well.
Is it?
Yes, because after that they recast him twice, and then they rebooted everything here this last fall.
This last one was really good. Um, and I was impressed by that because I was a fan of Doug Bradley's of his version of Pinhead.
Oh yeah, me too. I didn't think anybody else could do it, and I still don't think anybody else could do that character the same way that he could. I was impressed with oh now I forget the name of the actor, Jamie something. Anyway, the new Pinhead. I was impressed. I was
Yeah, yeah, I
very
was
well
really
done.
impressed.
Still not Doug Bradley, but acceptable. As opposed to the two guys in between who I was just thoroughly unimpressed with. Although the second guy was better than the first guy.
That's bad when you can't even remember their names.
I have no idea what their names are. I know the guy who you know was involved, especially with Hellraiser Judgment, which was the 10th film. Like that was his baby. A guy named Gary J. Tunnicliffe, who is also in the movie, produced it, and I think he wrote it, and has been involved with that series since Hellraiser 3. Right.
Hmm.
As a matter of fact, Midnight's Edge has interviewed him, and I believe Mr. H from Mr. H Reviews has interviewed him as well, both as the filmmaker and one time he went on to Midnight's Edge, I think 2 years ago for Halloween or whatever, in costume as the auditor that the character that he plays in whatchamacallit, in Hellraiser Judgment, which was pretty cool. But you know, so I know who that is, but I have no fucking idea who deal is. Yeah, who played Pinhead in that? I don't know either of their names. So I did check my DM, JV. Give me just a second, and I will see about that maybe. Uh, but yeah, I really like the Hellraiser series, and I like the fact that Henry Cavill was in. I didn't even know that was him at the time because nobody knew who he was. You know, he's in Stardust too.
Really?
Yeah, he plays the bully that Tristan Thorne is always fighting with in his hometown.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Henry Cavill.
well, no wonder the man's rich. He's been in everything.
Yeah, so yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff. Hey, check the private chat, man.
All right. So are you ready for our quiz?
I mean, I guess.
Let's see if you can bring it up. Hopefully this link works. It's like we're cursed. It's like, you know what? If we had that new pinhead, I'd probably already be dead. Because he'd ask me, what is it you wish for? And I'd be like, a working link.
Yeah, that was. I think I got this one. Should work out just for a second. Give me just a second here.
And this was timed too. So you got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes to answer these questions. It's 30 questions. You got 10 minutes.
But yeah. So all right, we'll bring that up. Dun, dun, dun. Click all the things. Okay, there we go. All right. So this is a. Oh, so we got to go through all the questions within 10 minutes.
So the way I kind of tested it earlier, the way it works is you look at all these years, right? You scroll up and down, you look at all these years, and there's a once you hit play quiz, this box is gonna pop up above it, right? And you just type in the name of the movies that look at whatever year you type in the name of the movie. Somewhere it's almost like Family Feud. If
Okay.
that movie was like, a top grossing film at any of these time periods, it's gonna pop up in one of these boxes. The goal is to get them all within the 10-minute time period.
Okay. So what I'm trying to figure this out. This is giving me the year, and I get to guess what the top horror
Yeah.
movie was for that
Okay.
year.
Yeah. Now scroll all the way back up.
All right.
All right. So let's just say, for example, let's say the movie Scream came out in 1982, right?
Well, it didn't, but yeah.
Silly. Good grief, man. Anyway, so let's say I hit play quiz, right? Or in
Mhm.
fact, let's do this since this is 1982. Let's say it's a Nightmare on Elm Street. All right. Well, I could be wrong. It may not be the top grossing film of 1982. It might be the one of 1984. It's gonna pop up in the box for 1984. See what I'm saying? So
Okay.
the goal is to try to find the right films for those years, for the years that's in the box, whether it be the 80s, 90s. I mean, I can almost guarantee you type in Hellraiser, it's probably gonna pop in there somewhere.
Okay. So yeah. So I put an answer in, and it shows up wherever the appropriate place would be.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. All right. That is indeed a horror movie. I will give you that.
With scanners.
No, 50 Shades.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
Oh yeah,
I
Jacob's Ladder. Yeah.
checked that out yet. I saw Jacob's Ladder when I was not sober, and I don't think I'm willing to repeat that experience. So,
Yeah, I don't know why you would. I was sober and I was sorry I watched it.
dude,
I made sure to block the details of it out of my mind.
I have seen a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't have. All
Are you
right,
ready?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be. So the box pops up at the top here. Or we'll just hey, you know what? We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I'm
it
gonna hit
was.
I'm gonna hit the button. All right. Enter answer. 1996. We're gonna go with Scream because See? 2012. No fucking idea.
Try Scream 4.
Nope, can't enter it. So it's not one of the answers. That was Hellraiser pulled up in 1987. You're right. Okay, so I just got to start like listing off movies then, huh?
Try Jacob's Ladder.
We will try Jacob.
No.
Maybe I got to capitalize the L or spell it right. Oh, it's not coming up at all. I'm gonna go with the Descent because fucking movie if you haven't seen it. Nope.
How about The Shining?
The Shining's gonna definitely be on there. Yep. All right.
It didn't pop up on there?
Oh, it did. If it disappears from there, then it shows up in here. If it doesn't disappear from there, like if I erase it myself, then it wasn't.
The
Exorcist.
I'm sorry, Beak. Yeah, and Beacon said Halloween.
I can't spell today at all. Okay, Halloween.
Yep.
All right, that went in. Let's see, guys. Still better romantic movie.
Joker. I hear Megan's really good. It's not out until it's out today, but I hear it's pretty good.
Scanners doesn't compute. Let's try The Thing. Nope.
Yeah.
How about I don't know if The Abyss counts as a horror movie, dude. I think that was science fiction, but we can try it. Nope.
Ooh, Alien.
Alien, good call. Yep, that one was on there. Event Horizon. Oh, really? No?
How about
that
Silence of the Lambs?
Good call. Huh. No, that's not coming up.
Wow, really?
Let me try it without the at the beginning.
The Fly, that's good.
Yeah, excellent pick. Silence of the Lambs isn't going through, so let's try The Fly.
Yep.
Ghostbusters. We will try Ghostbusters. Oh, not gonna do it. Nightmare on Elm Street.
You might have to put A Nightmare if it doesn't work.
Oh, that went through.
We got it.
Yes, it did. Friday the 13th. Yep. I think Joker Voice. We got The Exorcist on here already. Yep, there it is down there. 1968. Night of the Living Dead.
Good call.
Yep. This goes back quite a ways, dude. 1968.
Midnight Carries.
Yep. I think we got Halloween. Tremors. Oh, Tremors won't go through. I'm just gonna try it just because I don't think it counts. Oh no, Jaws counted. No, I would. Yeah, Jaws went through. I wouldn't have counted that as a horror movie. I think that's
It's legendary.
It's got horror elements, but I don't think that it's just a horror movie. No.
Everybody else apparently disagrees.
Yeah, they would.
It.
Nope. Let's try The Blob. Nope.
Hey,
Carrie, have a great night, buddy. I don't know how many of these, because a lot of the Stephen King ones were either straight to TV or they were cult classics. Like, yeah, that one's not going to go through. Carrie.
What about
Speaking of Stephen King, The Stand again is I don't know if that'll count because it's a television movie. Carrie went through though.
Yeah, it's a series. Close Encounters? No, not Close Encounters.
Yeah, that was Psycho. Good call.
Yeah.
Some say the first slasher film. Other people disagree. That is not going through.
Wow. Psycho didn't go through?
Invisible Man, I think, is probably a little older than we're looking for here, but we'll try it. Plan 9 from Outer Space. No, that one's definitely not going to happen.
Plan 9 from Outer Space. I've never heard of that one.
It's Ed Wood's infamous, most and widely regarded for a long time as the worst movie ever made. It was his infamous magnum opus, and I believe Bela Lugosi's last movie. Oh, not gonna happen. Dracula. Through Frankenstein. This is a little bit more fast paced than we're used to on this. Nope, not gonna happen. But shit. Little Shop of Horrors.
If we get halfway, I'm happy.
Oh, really? Not even the original version? Hey, Linus, good to see you. We're Showgirls is not a horror movie. It's just a bad movie. House of Wax, good call. Oh, damn. There's a Vincent Price version of that too. It's really good. I can try Thunder Prince. I don't think I've even heard of that.
How about an American Werewolf in London?
God damn it. Oh. Weird. Candyman, good call.
And then, of course, you got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well. Try Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It's in.
Oh, it's in. Okay.
Yep.
Rosemary's Baby.
Good movie. Baby. Nope, it's not going in.
Okay, I'm sure not the Blair Witch Project.
We can try Wolf. That was the Jack Nicholson movie. No, that's not going to happen.
Silver Bullet.
We'll try House of. Silver Bullet was a cult movie, dude. House of a Thousand Corpses did some damage. It's another good call. House of a Thousand Corpses is not going in because I apparently can't fucking type on a timer. Also not going in at all. Evil Dead. Evil Dead went through. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, good call.
Paranormal Activity.
Nope. Oh, going through. Before we get to that one, we'll try The Hills Have Eyes. Oh, that did go through. Okay, so Paranormal Activity.
Pet Cemetery.
I can only type so fast. Paranormal Activity's not going through, so. Nope, no Pet Cemetery.
Wow.
The Omen beat. Good call.
Nice, yeah.
Yep, Omen went through.
Scream. Oh, you already put Scream.
Yeah. Let's try The Conjuring. I'm not as familiar with newer horror movies. Conjuring. Got The Fly. Rear Window is a suspense film. I doubt it'll count, but we'll try it. Oh, not going to go through. It didn't want to put Psycho through. I don't know why it would do that one. How about The Birds?
Good call.
Oop. Poltergeist. Thanks, Paul. That's really. I thought that one for sure. Cabin in the Woods. I think a lot of these are very, very popular now, but when they came out, they were not.
Well,
that's it.
Look at the answer. They got the answers up.
Yeah, they do. We missed
From Dusk Till Dawn. I knew I should have said that one.
Oh shit! Dawn of the Dead, The Babadook, The Fog, Creepshow, Reanimator. Really? That one did well. I know the movie. I just figured it.
It did.
Nobody else did.
The Hills Have Eyes. That was a gimme.
This is a Peter Jackson movie. Brain Dead. Frankenstein. I put Frankenstein.
Creepshow.
Yeah. Dog Soldiers.
I can't believe I
Excellent
didn't think
movie.
about Creepshow. Dracula. Yeah, we missed the fog. We missed some.
I typed The
Carrie,
Cabin in the Woods. I typed Frankenstein. Both of those we should have had. It wouldn't give them to us.
Brain
But
Dead.
yeah, otherwise, yeah, guys, we did. I think we did pretty well. We got 63%, 19 out of 30. That's not bad in 10 minutes.
It's above the average score, 57.
Yeah, yeah, good job, guys.
Excellent
I
job,
feel
guys.
I feel pretty good about that.
By the way,
Dog Soldiers. I can't believe I didn't think of Dog Soldiers. That is a great fucking movie.
check your email. We have another poem.
All right, I will do that in here in just a second. But yeah, good job, guys.
That was excellent.
Dr. Giggles.
Dr. Giggles.
Dr. Giggles in forever. No. Did wait? Did Amira just stop in to yell at us for being awake?
I think she did.
Yeah, it tracks. Have you all had one of Hollywood starlets with big boobs? I remember Hollywood chainsaw hookers.
I admit I've seen that movie.
Yeah, it's not great. All right, checking the email now. Okay, gotcha. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I mistook what you were saying earlier.
Leprechaun was good, but I don't even think it was on there. What was Leprechaun on that list? I don't think it was.
I can look at it in just a second. Hold on. All right, you should be getting it forward here in a second. I don't believe Leprechaun is on the list. No. Again, though, that movie did not do well when it came out. It was only later that it kind of achieved sort of a cult status.
That's true.
So a lot of horror movies typically don't do well in the box office.
They do well afterwards, though.
Yeah, they do well on home video and lately on demand video. They do pretty well. But yeah.
Well, guys, ladies and gents, we have a poem from Michelle. It's called The Thunder Prince. It's for her son. Who's annoying?
I think he's talking about the Lioness.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to tell her you said that.
So, no, you go to sleep. So, anyway, guys, I am more than happy to read this for Michelle. Babies are a blessing. And I always say that, we always, especially, today's climate, we hear about, just the battles with, and I don't want to go into, a whole lot of details, but babies are a blessing. And there's a lot of people out there that can't have kids and you would give anything to be able to have a kid, So anytime somebody, has a child and they're happy to have that child, I'm ecstatic for them. With that said, this is called The Thunder Prince. Prince of Thunder, my beautiful child, born of Gaelic mother and thunder god father, blessed by the gods, all father Odin and all father Freya, my little thunder prince. My child of Norwegian birth, my son, my light, hush now, my son, sleep and dream, grow strong, my thunder prince. Blood of your father, blood of your mother, Gaelic Nordic son, my beautiful little one, my thunder prince. My child of Norwegian birth, my son, my light, hush now, my son, sleep and dreams, grow strong, my thunder prince. My son, my beautiful little thunder prince, Mjolnir will be yours to claim your destiny as the thunder god. My love, blood of your father in your veins, blood of your mother, a heart of hero born, my thunder prince. My child of Norwegian birth, my son, my light. Hush now, my son, sleep and dreams grow strong, my thunder prince. Light of my life and heart, my beautiful son, my beautiful boy. With your sister you will rise, my thunder prince. My child of Norwegian birth, my son, my light. Hush now, my son, sleep and dreams grow strong, my thunder prince. That's an excellent poem, Michelle. And again, congratulations to you.
Indeed.
That was awesome. Hope you guys like that. Let me check out the prophecy.
No, not
Over
the
79.
prophecy. Prophecy, yeah, it's the one with the giant creature that South Park took the inspiration from Man Bear Pig for. Yeah, it's another shitty movie, but yeah, there's a big like skinned bear monster thing in it. That's anyway. Yeah, Richard was asking about Man Bear Pig, and then he mentioned Rosie O'Donnell. I don't know about Rosie O'Donnell, but Man Bear Pig is in a live action movie.
Wow, I caught that. The lady's not in. When's the last time anybody even saw Rosie O'Donnell in public?
I think the last time I heard from her, she was feuding with Trump on Twitter.
So in other words, she was trying to revitalize her career.
This was before 2016, I think.
Oh,
like when he was still on TV.
Oh yeah, that's right. And they were in the WWE.
Yeah.
They were making fun of it and had this guy out there dressed as Donald Trump and had some big girl out there pretending to be Rosie O'Donnell, and like Donald Trump, his character beat her, like he did like a headbutt off the top rope.
Yeah. So, Michelle, I feel like horror movies. I would not go back and watch the earlier episodes of this show because that's all we talk about for like a month straight, 6 episodes straight. You know,
we're gonna incorporate some other stuff though, Michelle. Like I mean, we like all genres. So, but the reason why I brought this up a bit today is because I came across completely by accident. I didn't even know they were making another Evil Dead. I had no idea.
Well, that was the plan when they first rebooted that without Bruce Campbell and all that was the plan, was to do like a new trilogy.
And I'm sure he was happy about that. That's lost revenue.
Well, they're not his. I mean, obviously he wouldn't be hired to be in the movies, but they're Sam Raimi's baby. Yeah. You know, and he probably just wanted. Like they did try to reboot that with him actually on Showtime. There was 3 seasons of Ash versus Evil Dead, which was excellent, but it just didn't get enough views to keep going. So, JV, thank you for hanging out and having fun with us, man. It's good to see you. Well, so I saw a thing actually today, and I mistook the time line of it, but about 10 months ago, JB was at a con and he put out a short video where he was doing his Joker impression with Tara Strong.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the original Harley Quinn, the one and only, and she was in character. You know, at least vocally she was in character. Put that up on my community tab. It was very, very cool. So, but it was about 10 months ago. I thought it was like, I read it wrong. I thought it said 10 minutes. And I was like, holy shit, dude, awesome. And then I was just like, I mean, it's still awesome. It's just apparently I'm late to the party. No.
Hey, Michelle, if it's the craft that I'm thinking of, I don't know if you know this, but one of the actresses actually became Wiccan because of that movie.
Well, I mean, it happens.
No, I mean, I'm not saying it as a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying it influenced her to the point that she actually became a Wiccan.
Yeah, I think certain circles do actually consider The Craft to be a horror movie, but yeah, it was a very, very popular film when I was in high school. A lot of girls started wearing certain lack of color after that movie came out.
Hey, Joker's right. The original Harley, it is Arlene.
Was it Arlene Sorkin?
Yeah.
Sorkin in the animated series? I was pretty sure that was Tara Strong.
Gleefully, I can say.
I could be. I mean, he probably knows better than I do, but
of course he does.
I don't know. The one I think of when I hear Harley Quinn, I think of Tara Strong. But Tara Strong has also done something like 82 fucking voices. She's a very prolific actress.
And some of them, I don't know how they pull those voices off.
Yeah, she's got one of those like elastic vocal cords or whatever. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna look at this new Evil Dead thing here in just a second. Okay. Yeah. I got you. Yeah. All right. So let me go to the link here. Now, is this a direct? What the F? Okay. So this just sent me to a similar thing that the first link did, where it's just got a bunch of like random shit piled up on the
Okay,
screen.
then just type up Evil Dead Rise trailer.
Yeah, I can do that here. Da, da, da. All right, Evil Dead Rise trailer
And Michelle,
2023.
prepare yourself if you don't
Yeah.
like horror movies. I've seen it. I watched the trailer. You're not gonna like this.
Hold on a second. Okay, yeah, I got it here. This is one of those. Did you want the Red Band trailer?
The Red Band.
Yeah, the ones that don't censor shit.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
what's up to you?
Well, let me see if there's a green band. Just in case. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Stop doing the thing without my telling you to do the thing.
I didn't do anything.
I was talking to my computer. It was being stupid. It does that sometimes. Okay. So. All right. Yeah, I got the green band trailer just because I mean, I don't want to get hit for excessive violence because I know that was one of the updated TOS things. So, all right.
I think we've been on long enough though that they won't. Then again,
Yeah, I mean, just why risk it at this point? They're still pretty new. They're still pretty new to implementing all that. So, all right, here we go, fellas.
No matter how busy you ever got, you always found time for me. I can't believe I'm never going to speak to you again.
Okay, first of all, that corpse has been there for a while. Like,
yeah.
what the fuck? All right. Oh, hey, have a good night, Kohai.
Yeah. Good night, Kohai.
Yeah. So, all right.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother,
What is this, Danny?
I found it.
Good grief, that was fast.
What's that?
You can keep playing. I said that was fast.
Here's what she said to me.
It's me. Don't let it take my babies.
This
Is what happened to Paul. Like that happened to us.
This evil creates terror through total chaos.
He sounds like
quick, though.
Pinhead.
A little bit, and real quick, that whole like Jesus falling thing. Yeah, they stole that from 1987's Hellraiser.
Of course they did. If it's not broke, why try to fix it?
Right.
future's not ours to see.
do is run.
I'm getting this out of here.
You'd be a good mom someday, honey bath.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know how to lie to kids.
That's jacked up.
Yo, that's what I said when I saw that the first time.
Yeah.
Mom?
Mommy's with the maggots now.
Never walking on a woman when she's taking a shower.
Right?
Eeny, meeny, miny. You.
Guys, it's in cinemas on April 20th.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be going to see it. Like I said, I have a hard time like seeing that stuff without Ash. Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll be good. It seems like they're leaning more into the shock value horror aspect of it, like the original Evil Dead did.
Mhm.
As opposed to later on, like, you know, if you saw Army of Darkness, it's very goofy.
Oh, of course it is. It's one of my favorite all-time movies.
Yeah. Yeah. The bit with all the tiny ashes doing the Lilliputian thing, that's pretty fucking funny.
You'll never get the Necronomicon. You'll die before you get it.
Like, Klaatu, Verata, no fucking hurry. That's it. I said the words, more or less.
And when the book bit him, that was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty good. Have you caught any of the Showtime series Ash versus Evil Dead?
I did. It's on Netflix now too.
Yeah, it is bloody to the point of being so ridiculous it's not even sickening. But it's really kind of a fun show. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, and I haven't watched the third season yet, but the song that they use at the end, "They're Coming to Take Me Away," is hilarious.
Yeah, I think the third season, I won't tell you exactly what happens because I don't want to spoil it for you, but it does end in a way that indicated that there should be more coming, but unfortunately the series was canceled. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was that's a fun show. I did enjoy the show, but a lot of that had to do with Bruce Campbell. You know, I really enjoyed Bruce Campbell as an actor. Like, if you haven't seen it, guys, go watch Bubba Hotep. It's one of his greatest performances of all time in a B movie.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell's he's one of I love him as an actor, man. He's especially as a Autolycus in Xena.
Yeah. That's that was also the Raimi brothers. Yeah. In fact, he's also in all three of the Raimi Spider-Man movies.
Yeah. They all got their little cliques and stuff going on.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, you have a group of people that you trust, that you know can bring your story across the way you want. You'll keep hiring them.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. So this is going to be a little bit shorter than usual because I am still recovering from something and I may have to go deal with some stuff here soon. So,
yeah, and I've got to get up early, but hey, I mean, hour and a half. I mean, it's that sweet spot, you know. It's around the spot. It's around the time that we normally are shooting for. We just end up going over.
To be perfectly honest with you, man, I like doing the longer long form streams quite a bit, but I understand not everybody's up for that all the time. And tonight I am also not up for it. This is coming up on 4.5. We're actually over 4.5 hours of streaming that I've done today. This has just been the only thing on this channel, but
yeah, you've had a long day.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we will be returning obviously on Saturday for Screaming Into the Void, where I am going to bring up childhood trauma as it relates to kids movies in the 80s. So that should be a fun conversation, very upbeat.
Real fun.
And then we will see what we see after that, and obviously we'll be back here next week. Same bat time, same Larry channel.
Yeah, guys. So next week we'll start the fantasy phase. We're gonna get into some Lord of the Rings. We're gonna get into some what is that? I'm already getting sleepy.
Yeah, I can tell.
Especially House of the Dragon. I really like House of the Dragon.
I don't know. I haven't watched it. I haven't planned on doing any of that because I don't. I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I didn't read any of the books that Martin wrote.
It'll suck you in, man. I mean, I was just sit down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like I've gone this long without watching any of it. I haven't planned to start. I the most I know about that stuff comes from Ryan and JB's streams on Mondays, where they because they've been going through Game of Thrones episode by episode.
I'll have to check that. But yeah, man, if you ever decide to do it, like I never showed any interest in watching it until like much later in the seasons. I think around like season 6, I really started. I was sitting at home one day and I was bored and I was looking for something to do. And I was like, okay, well I might as well just look at it. And man, next thing I knew, it was 2 days later.
Mm-hmm.
I sat through every season until I was caught up. By the time, and I started on a Friday morning because I was off. And no, Thursday. By the time Sunday rolled around, I was completely caught up with all the seasons.
Not to put too fine a point on it, Boa, but chicken soup and tea with honey doesn't fix what I got.
Tea
but
actually brings out colds.
It's not a cold. It's not a Corona thing of any kind. It is. Let me put it this way: it's explosive.
Oh, okay. Well, on that note, guys, thank you for joining us for this explosive episode. We got Beak here. Hey, Beak, we appreciate you stopping by, though, man.
There was a poem too. Yeah.
There was a poem, and it was about Michelle's son. It was really good. Like I said, guys, if you missed anything, feel free to watch the stream again. We will definitely see you next week. You got anything?
No, that's about it. I'd say go watch, go check out Shadow of Hawk's channel. The stream we did tonight was a pretty good conversation. The show is called Married Madness. It's something that he and Kat, the Jobby Gamer, do weekly. They just alternate which channel it's on. But tonight's was pretty good. It's the first time I think they've had guests on that show too. Myself and Ryan from Legion Games 2076. Also, go check out, if you haven't already, go check out Caucasian Sasquatch's channel. He does some cool stuff and he lifts up a lot of creators, and all that. But yeah, and also definitely go listen to me on there. It was on Monday or Tuesday. It was on Tuesday. It's about a 5-hour stream. It's called Sasquatch Shills. It's good stuff. So, that said, thank you, Goal, for coming. Thank you all for hanging out. Unless Larry's got anything he wants to say last minute, we're going to get on out of here.
Yeah, guys. Hey, I know it's hard being here late on a Thursday night, but it could be worse. You could walk outside and get hit with a snowball by angry pigeons.
You keep working on it, dude.
How about this? It could be worse. You could throw out a dad joke. You hear nothing but crickets who are cursing at you.
Fair enough. That's actually pretty bad. I'll give you that. But for my part, it could always be worse, YouTube. It could be raining flaming cobras. Good night, everybody.
Good night, you guys.
What is it you pray for?